Hey, good morning. Hazu Talks, back at it. Also, I don't know if you're aware, but if you like these videos, I also have a channel on X that I post some content on, and I have an Instagram. I have a personal Instagram and also a business Instagram. My business Instagram is solely for that. It's just for my business and posting work that we do and whatnot. These videos that I make are basically my commuting between jobs, and just an opportunity for me to offer some insights, lessons that I've learned, and hopefully some humility that I'm gaining in this time that we're living in. Excuse me, I don't know why this always happens to me. Anyway, today one of the things that I want to talk about is one of the things that I'm striving for in my own life, in my own personal life, is for a long time, for most of my life, I probably would have considered myself like a victim of circumstance. Granted, a lot of the circumstances I created, which then, when you look at it from this outside perspective, it seems really hypocritical, and just seems really hypocritical to have an action, and then the result of that action is this particular circumstance, and then somehow you've painted yourself in your mind as the victim of that circumstance. People do it all the time. I mean, I know it's not exclusive to me, and it's a thing that I'm striving for, and trying to get better at is for one, owning the fact that the situation that I'm in is of my own doing, and how I decide and deal with that, is up to me as well. One of the quotes that I wrote, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to create this, but like in my mind I am, because I've never read it anywhere. One of the things that I'm trying to do is in the same realm is, for some people, life is happening to them. They wake up every day and it's as though they're in a car with no steering wheel, and they have an accelerator and maybe a brake, and so they can push forward and they can slow down if they need to try to, but they've got no control over which way they're being guided. They cannot steer the car. And then there are other people, and I truly appreciate and respect these people a great deal, who just seem to be, at the same time, they are happening to life. They have reversed course. Life is not happening to them. They are happening to life. Life is fearful and conscious of their presence. And those people have a true power and greatness. It's something that I aspire to be, or a way that I aspire to be. Maybe even like a value that I'm trying to grasp and get a hold of. I want to wake up every day and I want to feel in control. I want to wake up every day and have that steering wheel available to me. That is not to say that things aren't going to run off course, because of course they will. Things do happen. But how you choose to respond when those things happen, and how fast you're able to rectify the course is important. But I do know that if you're the one in control, and you're the one steering, and you're the one accelerating, and you're the one that's able to brake and slow it down, then you are what's happening in your life, and it's not the reverse of life is happening to you. it's an easy way to think, it's a tough way to live, because our natural, or at least my natural instinct is to play the blame game, of course. I want to say when things aren't going well. You know what I mean? I'd like it to be somebody else's fault. I'd like to be able to sit back and point the finger and say, well, this is the reason why, or you were the reason why, or whatever, I mean, the second point to this for me, which runs along with this, especially in these tumultuous times, if you will, and how dangerous the world is, or appears to be, and the things that are going on presently, is the ability to reconcile, or reconciliation. I think that is another very valuable piece of the puzzle here. Oftentimes, something will happen, or somebody will say something to you, or you'll get an email, or you'll get a text message, or you'll get a complaint, or you'll get somebody's opinion, however it's been being expressed to you in regards to what it is, right? You're going to feel an initial gut reaction that you're going to want to respond to. And I'm simply trying to slow down in that process, right? I'm pretty quick and witty. And so I could typically respond immediately and try to shut down, or try to oftentimes change somebody else's opinion, or whatever. I could certainly hold my own intellectually and go at you, or go back at you, no matter what it is that no matter what it is that you said or did. But I'm trying to make a conscious effort to not have a gut reaction immediately. I may have that thought, of course, but I'm trying to reconcile my thoughts before I take action. I think that it's really important, because if you let it sit and you just think about it, and you think about it from several different angles, you may come up with a different point of view. You may actually be able to understand what happened, and what the person said or did, or why the email was sent to you in the first place, or text message, or whatever the case may be. You may be able to see it from a different perspective, and you may be able to handle it better. And by all means, after reconciliation happens, and if you still feel like this person unjustifiably targeted you or came at you in such a way, and you've got to go back to your initial gut reaction, because that is the truth, and that's where you are, then hey, at least you gave it the shot of the reconciliation, rather than jump the gun and say something hurtful, or whatever. I mean, this is the world that we're living in. This is social media. This is Twitter, or X. This is Instagram. Everything in our lives is fake and immediate. We all want instant gratification. Somebody targets us on social media, or says something to us on social media. Actually, oftentimes, the people didn't even target you. They just put something out there, and you became immediately offended by it, and so you went back at them. That also is life happening to you. That is not you happening to life. For the people that are happening to life, they just let those things go. You know what? You do you. Rock on. It's not my place to tell you what to do. It's not my place to tell you what to believe or how to think. That's where you are. I may see that as unfortunate for you, but hey, rock on. And I've reconciled that. And I'm I'm not perfect, and I don't want to sound preachy, but I am trying to instill this in myself, and then also will be a thing that I try to teach my family, my wife, my kids, and of course my granddaughters. You know, because I think that these lessons are important. That's it. That's all I got for today. So thanks for your time. Like and subscribe. If you think that this information would help anybody, please share it. And you know, if you want to drop a comment, I'm happy to interact with you. Until of course my channel blows up and I've got 1 million subscribers and I can no longer manage my own social media platforms anymore. All right, just kidding. Bye.